So most people know that organic food is good for them and the best decision for the health of themselves and their families, but many are not sure exactly what is meant when we say organic. In organic agriculture, it's more important to promote balance in the system and its many parts, rather than trying to control individual pests or increase soil nutrients through the application of synthetic chemicals. The reason shoppers give for buying organic range from free from aspects, free from pesticides, free from herbicides, free from GMOs, to wanting to give their children a healthier, more nutritious choice. You're choosing what's best for you when you choose organic, but you're also choosing what is best for the environment. Choosing organic means you eliminate that risk for yourself and for your loved ones. When you choose organic, you know that you've made the very best choice. Hi, my name is Mark Bradley Anderson. I'm a career environmentalist and a long-term supporter of non-government organisations in shaping our society. I've worked for many environmental causes and organisations over the years, including Greenpeace, the Wilderness Society, and Australia's largest environmental organisation, Greening Australia. I love working for organisations that are focused on doing the right things for people and the environment. I love working for organisations that I can believe in, and at the moment I love being the General Manager of NASA, the National Association for Sustainable Agriculture in Australia. NASA is one of Australia's oldest organic agricultural associations. It began 30 years ago when a group of organic farmers got together and decided to form an association to help other people interested in organic agriculture and to get into the industry, to learn more about it and to get people together who were thinking along similar lines. NASA developed a mission to increase the uptake of sustainable organic agriculture in Australia and internationally through public education, advocacy, research, and the provision of organic certification services. In those 30 years, NASA has grown into one of Australia's largest and most respected organic certifying organisations. We now certify over 1,000 producers and processed products in Australia, including Australia's largest and most prestigious organic infant formula brand, Bellamy's Organic. So most people know that organic food is good for them and the best decision for the health of themselves and their families, but many are not sure exactly what is meant when we say organic. Organic agriculture is a process where food is grown and manufactured using a philosophy that promotes the natural ecological systems within the soil and the plant. It's about working with natural systems and not against them. Organic farming takes advantage of natural fertilisers from livestock, compost or specific plants like clovers or seaweed. Pests and weeds are managed through understanding the life cycle of pest species, rotating crops and not growing the same plant in the same place every year, and pulling or cutting weeds, out-competing weeds rather than poisoning them. Even though it seems quite a new thing, organic agriculture is really very, very old. Most traditional farmers around the world have used organic agriculture for centuries now. It was not until the middle of last century, the 50s really, that synthetic chemicals began to be developed to take the place of more integrated natural processes in agriculture. In organic agriculture, it's more important to promote balance in the system and its many parts, rather than trying to control individual pests or increase soil nutrients through the application of synthetic chemicals. Not only does the absence of synthetic chemicals in organic agriculture allow more natural systems to have their effect, it also means that as consumers of organic agricultural products, we can be sure that they are not being asked to consume these chemicals in their foods. This concept of increasing health, reducing the consumption of pesticides and other artificial components is at the core of the organic food movement's current increasing popularity. Even though organic's been around for a long time, it's really since the beginning of this century that we've seen spectacular growth in the industry. And this increase has been largely driven by health and safety concerns. People are unsure of the effect of many chemicals and what they will do to their health. Even if chemicals are considered safe today, that does not always mean that they will continue to be considered safe in the future. Some effects may take time, even generations, to appear. Other effects may only be acting on us during a specific developmental period in life. We know pesticide residues stay in our bodies. Young children and babies are particularly vulnerable. Research has shown that eating organic actually lowers pesticide levels in children. We really don't know what the long-term outcomes will be, and then with the introduction of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, altering the genetic material of the food we eat, has arrived an even more potential to produce unpredictable health results. The choice that we've been faced with in the past can be summarised by these two watermelons. 10 years ago, you can see this is a very nice watermelon here. It's big and fat and juicy and shiny and looks fabulous. This one's a little smaller. It's not quite so nicely polished, and it's got some marks on the skin there. I think as humans, we're naturally drawn towards the unblemished, balanced, good looks of this watermelon. If all the watermelon was for was looking at, well, that would be fine, but watermelons are also for eating. And when it comes to eating, you need to be able to know more than just what you see on the outside. You need to know that this perfect-looking watermelon has actually been artificially fertilised with various chemicals during its life. You need to know that to keep the bugs off, it's been sprayed with various pesticides, and to keep the weeds away, it's been sprayed with various herbicides. And sometime in the future, it might even be injected with GMOs, and you'll have GMO watermelons. Once you know all of that, it certainly changes your mind about which melon you would choose to eat if it was up to you. For 30 years, NASA have been at the forefront of the development of the organic industry, and we've seen a lot of change over that time. Organics has become much more popular. It's currently growing in Australia at around 15% per annum, and has for the last 5 years, 15% every year for 5 years. It makes it the fastest growing agricultural sector in our country. And organic farmland in Australia, it now accounts for 7% of all agricultural land. Organics is also growing in China. In China, the processed organic food market has grown by 22% over the last year, leading the world in this category. And in the US now, 5% of all food sales are organic food. That's quite incredible. Internationally though, despite this increasing popularity of organic in various places, it's still relatively small and is a little under 1% of all farmland in the world currently converted to organic. But the increased value added to organic food still makes it a very important part of domestic import and export around the world. And the organic industry is now worth, on an annual basis, over 550 billion yuan. NASA certifies around 1,000 brands and products in Australia and around the world. Our three largest brands, number 3, Organic Dairy Farmers, that's their butter you can see in the middle. Number 2, Whole Grain Milling, a company that specialises in organic flour and baking products. And of course, our number 1 certified brand, Bellamy's Organic. The rise in demand and a limited supply of organic milk makes organic milk the rarest form of dairy. And because organic dairy is rare, it is 2.5 times more expensive than conventional milk. However, the retail prices of organic have yet to reflect this cost, which means profit margins aren't looking that lucrative or attractive to dairy corporations. Despite this, Bellamy's is one brand that remains proudly organic. The company was founded in Tasmania by a mum who wanted to provide her child with a pure start to life. She created Bellamy's based on a fundamental belief that children should be nourished just as nature intended. And since then, Bellamy's mission has been to create a healthier future through organic food. In Australia, personal health for the buyer and their family is the strongest purchase driver. The reason shoppers give for buying organic range from free from aspects, free from pesticides, free from herbicides, free from GMOs, to wanting to give their children a healthier, more nutritious choice. In a survey of local shoppers, dairy products are the most frequently purchased organic food. And understandably so. Pure organic milk contains 62% more omega-3 fatty acids than conventional milk, and 50 to 80% more antioxidants than conventional milk. With Greening Australia, we specialised in restoring natural environments, particularly on the fringes of farms and in agricultural regions. It was a natural evolution for me to begin to look at organic agriculture as it changes the way agricultural products are grown so that the environment is looked after at the same time as we feed ourselves. Australian farmers care about their land. Following organic farming practices also cares for their land. Reducing pesticide use and replacing synthetic pesticides with more nature-friendly products can mean that good insects like bees, for instance, can continue to thrive. It also means that there's a clean, safe food for our native frogs, birds, lizards and mammals that feed on these insects. Removing artificial fertilisers allows soils to build the complexity needed to sustain agriculture rather than just having a chemicals in, food out system. It also allows soils to build biological complexity, worms, bugs, bacteria, fungi, all the most important components of healthy agricultural soil. I also live in the countryside, so I'm directly impacted by synthetic chemical agriculture. Overspray and chemical runoff are big issues for my community, and it's good to be able to play a part in reducing them. Modern agriculture has the ability to provide our food, but at the same time it can sometimes destroy our environment and the landscape's ability to continue to produce that food. You're choosing what's best for you when you choose organic, but you're also choosing what is best for the environment. When you're importing that from other countries, then you are also making a decision to support the environment in those countries. The global movement of organic has moved beyond health and safety and now includes sustainability, environmental outcomes and authenticity. People want to know not only that their food is good for them, but that they are also contributing to a process that is good for everyone and everything involved in that food chain, from the paddock to the plate. So in summary, unlike most consumers, I've come to organics from an environmental perspective. Initially, it's grown now into an awareness and appreciation of health values. I value the way organic farming promotes balance in the agricultural system and the food chain. I also know that people are increasingly concerned about their health and the health of their loved ones and children. I know now that you can't wash off all the chemicals that are on our food. You can still find pesticide residues inside that food. And today's food can also have built-in GMOs. I know that even small amounts of chemicals can have an effect on health. Choosing organic means you eliminate that risk for yourself and for your loved ones. When you choose organic, you know that you've made the very best choice. We're now part of the future health of the next generation, and I look forward to every part of that journey. Thank you.